What's up, guys? We're here to talk about Spider-Man Far From Home. I was pumped to see this shit. I've been waiting forever for this to come out. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he is the epitome of the perfect Spider-Man. I mean, I grew up with, old dude as my Spider-Man. He was good. I don't know, man. He's like 23, 25 playing a 17-year-old kid in high school. Tobey Maguire was great at what he did for the genre, what he did for the comics. I just never really believed in him, there was something missing. He played it a little differently than I imagined Spider-Man being. And then obviously ruined my whole image of Spider-Man with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 3, where he did the emo walk thing, where he had the blacks. That was the worst thing I've ever seen on screen when it comes to portraying a character. A travesty. And then you've got Andrew Garfield that comes along. Andrew Garfield's a G, dude. He's good looking. He's suave. He's smooth. I just never believed him as the little goofy nerd who didn't have things figured out. Tom Holland, however, dude has got it nailed. Like, he killed it in all the previous, Infinity War, Civil War, Endgame. He nails it every single time. So I knew he was going to do it in this movie as well. And he did not disappoint. I love Tom Holland. I want to see him as Spider-Man as long as we possibly can. Zendaya as MJ. I did not feel her at all in the first iteration. This one, she really grew on me. I mean, she's sarcastic, she's quippy, she's kind of like snarky, but the chemistry that her and Tom Holland share on screen was super believable, was super kind of like sweet to look at. It's like there's a lot of coming of age stuff in this movie. That's what makes it even better, because it is a blockbuster. It does have, really funny parts, comedic value, but it also has that lovely coming of age stuff that everybody always loves. You've got everybody from, Jon Favreau to, Sam Jackson, Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jon Favreau, Marissa Tomei. They all bring their A game. I mean, everything about this movie is awesome. There's not a bad thing about it. I loved it. Mysterio is such a dope villain. And the way that they made you believe that this could actually happen as far as like a villain goes was so well done, man. He just kills it, really. And, Mysterio in the comics, he's kind of an unbelievable villain because he makes you see things that aren't there. He makes you see visions, and, his thing is all about, what you see and how it's going to trick you, like mind games and, illusions and stuff. And I was like, how are they going to do that? And how they did it was so dope and so creative and so in the times we live in, like believable. That, man, they've just got this shit figured out at Marvel. They just can't go wrong. The suits, everything from the Iron Spider to the Night Monkey, which was totally hilarious. I loved it. His stealth suit in Paris. Peter basically is on vacation. He's kind of trying to leave the Spider-Man at home. He just wants to go on this trip. He's developing more and more feelings for Mary Jane. And he just wants to be a kid. He just wants to be a kid on this trip. And then he kind of gets roped into this, saving the world thing again by Nick Fury. And you're like, you have responsibilities. You're not going to get out of this just because you want to. And he realizes he has a higher calling and he has to go, put the suit on again. Well, they want to keep him hidden because everyone's like, he's like, it's not going to be hard, I'm on a school trip, like, I'm Spider-Man, like, I show up in France, like, I was at, here, and everyone's going to start putting this together. And so they gave him this stealth suit, which was super dope, and that's where the Night Monkey thing comes, because that's his persona, and that suit is the Night Monkey. And they're battling these kind of like these elementals who, there's a fire one, there's a water one, there's an earth one, there's a wind one. And they're from another multiverse, because when the snap happened, it opened up a wormhole kind of, and that's how Mysterio Mysterio came through, and these villains came through with him. Obviously, everybody knows that Mysterio's actually going to be the villain, and even if you have like no idea who he is in the comics, I mean, they set it up for him to, they kind of like play it as the Incredibles, like, I'm going to pretend I'm the bad guy, or I'm going to pretend I'm the good guy, but really, that's how they set it up. And it was so well done. And again, Jake Gyllenhaal's performance, I just can't overstate how good he was in this role. So believable, so awesome, so well done. Sam Jackson is funny. Everybody has their comedic beats. It never fails to hit on the beat that it means to hit on. There is a sequence in this movie. It's like the dream sequence, and it's where Mysterio is really putting a lot of his illusion tech on Peter. And it is some of the dopest shit Marvel's ever done. It is so awesome how they got into Peter's head and used the Mysterio tech and the illusion tech to manipulate his thoughts and to show him, what Mysterio wanted him to see. Man, it was awesome. And the ending's awesome. There's three big wow moments at the end of the film. So obviously, if you don't know by now, stay after the credits. Don't be a noob and get up and walk out. This is a fucking Marvel movie. There's going to be posting credits. Even though there wasn't an Endgame, now they've released one, to try to, bring people back so it can beat Avatar box office. There always was going to be post-credit scenes. They just waited to release them. There's post-credit scenes in this one. There's two. There's a mid-credit scene. There's a post-credit scene. They will knock your fucking socks off. Especially if you're into this shit like I am, a super big nerd. We have a crazy cameo that you will not believe. And there are some things that go down that is just going to change everything going forward in the MCU. Marvel Phase 4 is going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. See this in IMAX 100%. If you're not going to see it in IMAX, see it in 4DX because it will be a wild-ass ride. Until next time, guys, we'll see you at the movies.